Reckless Ben's Part 3 in the Bricks Minifigs saga came out well over a month ago now, and he said Part 4 was already in development when Part 3 released. But since then, we've seen nothing. He posted one more video on his channel since then, but it's not Part 4, and we haven't really gotten any official updates from Reckless Ben on when Part 4 is releasing, the current progress, or anything like that. So today, I'm going to go through what we actually do know and a few real theories on what might be taking Part 4 so long to release. So everything here is speculation based on what he's actually said he's working on and not anything official from Reckless Ben because, like I said, he hasn't given an official update on the situation. So what we know for certain is that, of course, Ben confirmed that Part 4 was in production at the end of Part 3, and in a live stream before Part 3 dropped, he laid out specific plans for Part 4, and they're a lot bigger than anything he's done before. So the first theory is that he is coordinating multiple new interview subjects. So Ben said that he wants Part 4 to include interviews with other franchise owners who claim their stores were seized using the same playbook used against Crystal. So obviously that's not the same as like one interview like Ben did with Crystal in Part 1, but that is multiple owners building trust with people who might not even want to be on camera and verifying all of the stories hold up before the publishing of the video. And every other part of the series relied heavily on his own documented experience, while this one I think is going to rely a lot more on other people's experiences and him verifying all of their stories. Now, theory number 2, which would definitely explain what's taking so long, is that he's building toward a class action. So he specifically said his goal for Part 4 is to help organize harmed franchise owners into an actual class action lawsuit against Bricks and Minifigs. And obviously that goes a step above just filming a video. That is coordinating with lawyers and getting people legally ready to join a case. That is a lot of work, especially depending on just how many store owners Ben is recruiting for this cause. And if we all know Reckless Ben, he's probably just recruiting as many as possible to help support a good cause, all these people that may have been wronged by Bricks and Minifigs corporate. So if that's really the plan, this delay might not have anything to do with like editing or production. It's just the legal groundwork that's happening behind the scenes. And theory number 3 is that his own legal situation is still active and it's just taking up a lot of his own time. He still has ongoing criminal charges and hearings scheduled throughout August and September. He's also expected to file a counterclaim against Bricks and Minifigs, so any of that could be eating up his time and his legal bandwidth that would otherwise go toward the documentary maybe. But at the same time, I feel like Ben isn't really interested in the legal side of things. I feel like he just would rather pawn off the legal work, what he's not specializing in, to actual lawyers and his legal team, while he focuses on the content for the most part. So I'm not too sure, but it could be taking up his time. It's a lot of complicated legal stuff going on behind the scenes. And theory number 4 is that he's waiting for a specific thing to happen, a specific moment. Because if we saw like Part 1, that took multiple months because many things were happening. You have to wait for people to reply to stuff. You have to wait for different things to happen to be able to document it for a full, part in the series to be released. Like, you need things happening, and stuff takes time to happen. It takes time for parties to respond to you. It takes time for you to travel places if that's happening here. It takes time for basically anything. So because this is the most complicated part of this series, that is probably the simplest explanation. It's just taking the most time out of any of them. But what I think is most likely is honestly probably a combination of all of these in some way. New interviews take time to set up properly. The class action groundwork is a big legal process, and if that is happening, that also takes a long time to set up. And his own case is still actively developing. And compared to Part 3, which was mostly about material that he already had, Part 4 sounds like it requires waiting on other people and processes that he doesn't fully control. So when Part 4 does drop, I'm obviously going to cover it on this channel, but let me know, what do you think is taking so long? Drop your own theories in the comments down below. And of course, to give a final disclaimer, this video is all speculation and opinion based on Ben's own public statements. Nothing here is confirmed, and any claim made in this video is alleged.